Alright, so I had to get myself a little bit together. My hair grows so fast that these cornrows I did in my own hair were, I know they weren't the best idea, but it was easy for me to do. And it didn't take too much time. So that's what I was looking for at the time. I wanted to explain where the origin of DVA Boss Lab came from. I started cosmetology school back in high school. And I remember there was a girl in my, what was it? Pre-IB. I don't think that was pre-IB. It probably was AP. My AP math class. And she had on, her name was LaQuanda. And she had on her cosmetology apron. She had the mannequin, and it was done up really fancy. And I was like, where did you get that? Like, I was so in awe of that whole idea and concept. I was like, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going today? And then she told me about the tech center. And I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. And that's what led me to want to go to the tech center. Now, however, when I got to the tech center, you know, because they let you go your 11th and 12th grade years of high school to the tech center to, you know, do some vocational learning. So I went and did that. And the thing that I found was that I knew absolutely nothing about hair at that point. I actually decided to go natural in, 2008. I shaved all of my hair off over Christmas break because it was trash. You know, I had been in a relaxer for years, and it wasn't the relaxer that did it. It's the fact that I wasn't going to a professional to get it. The box relaxer that my mom was applying in my hair and showed me how to apply it improperly is what killed my hair. So it was nothing to hold on to anyway. So I shaved it all off. Some people looked at me crazy. My theater teacher was like, you okay, honey? You just shaved off all your hair. So that's the move I decided to make back in high school. Now, the thing about it was there were no products for natural hair back then. And if there were, like, they were so far away, there was no way to really find them, you know. And there weren't many natural people on YouTube who knew what they were. I mean, nobody was talking about natural hair back then when I went natural. So, you know, I struggled through it for a while, but I was able to, you know, I decided not to finish beauty school then because I was like, well, I'm learning absolutely nothing about my natural hair. Meanwhile, I'm in a school that's supposed to be preparing me to do hair, and we're never using real products. We're always doing stuff with gel that should be a real chemical so I can see the result of it. I was like, I don't want to finish here because then I'll end up with a license and not know how to do hair at all. So that's what led me not to finish in high school. So after that, I started my journey towards licensure after school. And what I ended up doing was paying out of pocket at cosmetology schools. At one school, I was excelling in the education because I had just finished high school and the theory was easy. However, you couldn't advance there unless you had that money to pay out of pocket. So I ended up finding an opportunity with a very talented natural hair specialist. And she wasn't just a natural hair specialist. She was pretty much just a healthy hair specialist because she could do relaxers, color, anything to the hair, she could do it. And she was busy from 11 in the morning. No, from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. And I was in there with her every day, except for like the weekends when I was working part-time at the bank. So I was hustling, I was grinding back then. But my goal was to get licensed, and I had to stop that school, and I stopped my journey with hair altogether and was just doing it on the side because I had my son. So I ended up going to beauty school. I stopped beauty school because I had to work full time, and I was like, well, I can't do the apprenticeship anymore. So I kind of took a detour. I say all that to say it is hard as crap once you leave high school if you don't use that time to do the the vocational program. However, back when I was in school, the program wasn't thorough enough to really prepare you for the industry. And then the thing is, you'll find when you go to like finish your hours under a stylist who's already licensed, you're subject to their practices, to whether or not they adhere to what they're supposed to adhere to their understanding of what has been taught in the industry, and you're licensed by them. So you pretty much will be a replica or duplicate of them. So if they're not doing everything they're supposed to do, well, then you won't be doing everything you're supposed to do when you become licensed. So I've really, I found that going to the schools where you pay like $20,000 or such, like the bigger tuitions, because it's like government funded, those schools I find you get a better, more rounded educational experience. You know, you might learn a bit more there, because I went to Virginia College and then also Empire, so you learn more at those schools, but they should be teaching you more for how much you're paying. So all of that to say, what led me to do the Boss Lab is because I know from experience that when you're at these schools, they're just required to teach you the bare minimum to prepare you for safely practicing your craft in terms of sanitation control, making sure that you're not spreading disease, making sure that you know the basics, like how to hold a pair of shears, how to execute a haircut, shapes and stuff like that should be part of your curriculum. So they teach you the basics. Of course, if you want to get special and technical and specialize in something, you're going to have to do some continuing education, but it is a learning curve and it takes a little while to get proficient and to be exceptional. The problem is when you get started in the industry, you don't have that time. There's a limited window of time between finishing school and then getting acclimated to the industry to where you're turning a profit. And that is what I created Boss Lab for. So I know I had a long segue of what I just talked about, a long segment. But I said all that just to say that I understand the struggle between beauty school and actually being in the salon. Now, some people just want to braid. Some people just want to do protective styling and natural hair. And for that, you don't need a license. You don't need to go to school for that. However, the things that are missing from that is you do need to have an understanding of hair. And there's nowhere to learn that when you are self-taught. No, there's no one to teach you that. Because you taught yourself. So that's what's missing there, is the knowledge of the structure of hair, how to prevent traction alopecia, how to prevent the spread of disease by using, implements that aren't clean on multiple people. Those are things that don't get covered because there is no education for it. So I decided I wanted to create that education. And not only that, I feel that whether someone has gone through beauty school or not, because you can go to Boss Lab either way. If you decide you don't want to do anything other than, braiding and protective styling, Boss Lab will teach you how to maximize on what you want to focus on your niche. It'll help you find a way to stand out in a saturated market. It'll help you provide healthy hair care, which will put you in a whole different bracket, which is where I am. I'm not in the same category as a lot of my colleagues because they don't offer hair care. So that puts me in a whole nother category. All of my clients come to me because of the hair care that I offer. So I want to teach that to people at the Boss Lab so they can increase their ticket. And then the products that I use and that I'm an authorized retailer for, they're also able to carry for a discounted rate. So they can add that in with their service offering. So those are ways that people can increase their ticket without even doing much. But that is the purpose, is to make it so that it's profitable. Because I see a lot of people get frustrated with doing hair, and they're really talented. Like, they're really good at doing it. However, they get burnt out because they're not charging enough. And then they can't charge enough because they don't include hair care. So I see clients complain all the time. They're like, oh, how is somebody charging upwards of $200 and they don't include hair care? A lot of people don't include hair. They get you to do it separate, which I can understand. But my goal is, because I wasn't well known when I went ahead to go full time into doing hair, I knew that I had to stand out. And my way of standing out was by giving more value, giving more for the money, giving more away than what I take. So with my clients, they get their hair shampooed, treated, trimmed, because I know how to care for hair from my apprenticeship that I did. I include the hair, and then I also give them the products that I use to do their hair so they can maintain the style at home. Those are ways that I increase my ticket. Now, although there are people, which are people that I looked at when I got started full time, that charge more than me but don't offer anything that I offer, I didn't want to price myself out that high, because if I price it according to that, I could be charging $500 for most services if I included, like if I charge for every single thing. But I don't like that. And I find that clients feel valued when I give them things that normally they have to pay for with other people. I give it to them for free. I don't charge my clients for the shampoo because I feel you can lay the edges better if you shampoo the hair before. And I don't charge them for the products that I give them because I want them to be able to maintain the style, because my style looking good for a long time is my calling card. That's what allows me to get more, I get to reach more clients. So it extends the life of the style. So why not give them something that's going to make their style more of an investment, more of something that's going to help me reach more people. That's just my philosophy and thought process toward it. But with that being said, so the Boss Lab can be something that you just go to because you want to enhance your, you know, maybe your skill if you don't know how to braid at all, or if you want to enhance business, like you've been braiding forever, or maybe you have been braiding but you're stagnant with your business. It's designed to help you just tweak a few things about your offerings. All right, offer the healthy hair care. I'll show you how to do that so that you can increase your ticket price. And boom, all of a sudden, you're getting all these clients coming because people are looking for someone to take care of their hair now. People want somebody that's going to care for the health of their hair. And like I said, you don't learn that when you're at home by yourself. You know, so if that's something that you want to do, be able to expand what you have already established, that's the purpose of Boss Lab. For someone who's advanced and already knows what they're doing and they don't need help learning how to braid, they have a 3-month period that they can come in and they can do the healthy hair care, just the sanitation training, and they can also do, if they don't have an LLC already, they can get that done there. But you can learn how to write your own book. You can learn how to monetize your knowledge, because those are things that I have done. I wrote my own book during the pandemic, but I compiled all the information that I've accumulated over the 10 plus years that I've been doing hair, and I put it into a book, and I just give it away free to my clients. That's another thing that they get, a book on healthy hair care, health, like how to maintain your hair in all aspects, from your diet to just manipulation to maintenance. It covers everything. And it's how I grew my hair from shaved off 4 years ago to past my shoulders now. So but I give that away free because it's like a business card for me, and I just like to do that, you know, because it feels good to share a piece of myself with my clients. So that's something that I do. But if someone wanted to sell it, you could always monetize it, especially for people who are more popular than me, because I'm not popular at all. I'm just business savvy and I'm really smart. So I know how to use my intelligence to make money for myself. So but for someone who's popular and has social pull, that could be an extra bag for you. Of course, people that like you would want to support you by buying your book. Hi. So yeah, I mean, those are things that you can get from the Boss Lab. It's a Boss Lab. It's showing you how to maximize your income and go to the next level and have multiple streams of income, not just to be, you know, a stylist. Like, you can do more. The goal is to 5-10 years down the road, not still to be standing behind a chair, because you could get to a point where you develop carpal tunnel. You could get to a point where your health is failing and now you can't even do hair anymore. Now what are you going to do? Because you don't have anything to fall back on. That is what the Boss Lab is about. It's not just for teaching you how to braid. That's on a very basal, elementary, beginner level.